Good evening, everybody. August 22nd, 2021. Bitcoin is giving us some pump action right now. We had earlier in the day, Sunday, we had some dumpage here, and now we're getting some pumpage here. So, as I always say, you cannot trust weekends at all. So, this pump, even I'm certainly not counting as trustworthy at the moment. My analysis remains the same, that I do expect rejection from this region unless we get a sustained break above that 50K resistance, and I don't really see it happening. Not that it can't, but we've got day after day after day of bearish divergence on the daily RSI here. It's still in overbought territory, and frankly it just makes sense for it to come down. So, again, not saying that it absolutely will, but it would certainly make sense to do it, and do it relatively soon here. I could certainly see it spiking maybe overnight. Maybe it spikes up over 50,000 to stop a whole bunch of Americans out of their positions if they're in shorts, before actually retracing down. I still really like the 40K region for longs, so we'll just have to see what happens. Let's go over to this chart, which is sort of the alternate route that it might be taking here. And even on this chart, it has not given us a sufficient pullback at this point, and I really think it needs to. So, whether that pullback goes all the way down to 40 or just comes down here, I think it needs to give us more than this. Basically this fib up to here basically only tested the 236, and for a second wave, you really want to see it come down even further. So I don't know. It's Bitcoin. It can certainly just press upwards, and if we are in this path, then that is what it's going to do. So it'll just be a very shallow two. It'll be like this instead, and we'll just have to deal with it. So, like I said, I have sold I think I'm about 55-60% of my crypto holdings at this point, and I'm just holding on to the rest. I still have half of my Bitcoin or so, which will give me profit if we go into this path. If we break above that 50K resistance and we actually sustain above it, then I'll probably look to just deploy that capital a little bit higher up. Obviously, I'd prefer to see it come down where I can deploy that a little bit lower, but that doesn't mean that that's absolutely going to happen. So really what I'm saying is nothing has changed at this point. Still waiting for one of those two scenarios to play out. So that's pretty much where we are right now. All right, good night, everybody. Let's see where we are in the morning.